I'm talking to you. We see it. Talking to you. Are you talking to you? Are you talking to you? You ready? I'm talking to you. We see it. Talking to you. I'm talking to you. Talking to you.
Bdot, what's good, bro?
Peace, peace, peace. Can you hear me?
Yeah, got you in, bro. What up?
Hey, shit, brother. I'm just chilling. How you feeling?
Man, listen, man, I'm all right, man. I'm doing all right. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing good. I will say this though. I
Excellent.
hit you earlier, bruh. You got half my family real mad, and you got half of them real hype. The
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The
Right.
conscious side of the fam was going crazy when you was up there, with them angles against Lowso. But the Christian, the church, crew, the Baptist part of the fam, they was like, who is
Right.
this dude right here? We need to figure out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how Christians make phone calls. That's just that's just how we operate.
Yeah.
But first of all, congrats on the battle. I want to get your perception. We'll start back. We'll go with the Loso battle first because I got a lot of things to say about the Verb joint. But let's start with the Loso battle. What has the perception been like on your end, and how did you see that battle?
The reception's been great, man. Pretty much what I expected from it. I think that everybody was kind of like, as far as my career, everybody was waiting for me to have that Christian conversation, whether it was going to be Saga or Loso or whomever it was going to be. So, yeah, man, the reception from it has been exactly everything I thought it would be. I think we both went up there and showed out, man. We had unlimited time to deliver our message. So it wasn't, nothing was hindered in the battle. You know what I'm saying? It was pure. It was authentic. You know, even this may even sound corny, but it was spiritual. You know what I mean? It was almost like, I don't know, like, I know a lot of people don't study African spirituality and the concepts of it. But if you do, then you would understand why that was almost like a ritual, if you will. And it was a lot of spirituality on that stage that night. So yeah, it was beautiful, man. It was great. It turned out exactly how I wanted to turn out. I got everything I wanted to say out. He got everything he wanted to say out, and we put on a great show, man. Hopefully, when the general fan base sees it and everyone sees it, I hope that it's a classic for everybody. I felt like it's a classic.
Yeah, it definitely had that classic feel. I think once we got to the third, it was like, you know what? As long as nobody hit that choke button, we all set, man. But let's go into you know how that is. Well, let's get into before we even do the petty shit, because there's plenty of petty shit to talk about. Let's get into the X's and O's battle rap, man, of this actual battle, because I think the delivery right now, the content, it was not just 1, 2, 3 punchline. It wasn't. It was just the fact that you was motivated to battle this dude, and you actually had something to say to him that formed the content, and like just walk me through that, because I see you making faces while he was battling and shit. Like, you got a little bit of a tell when your opponent is talking that shit. You kind of be like, yeah, whatever, nigga. So walk me through
that's
that.
how it go.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I go. He did exceptional though. He did exceptional. So you know, we make little faces and little gestures while the opponents is rapping. But I really respect what he did on the stage. It was dope. In terms of me, that's I unearthed this information on a daily basis in terms of me just doing my studying and building with people and having these type of theological debates, historical debates, if you will. Like, this is something I do damn near on a daily basis. I'm a part of a study group, and we trying to really bring the information, to the masses, especially out here in LA. New York is really the hub for consciousness, if you will. So we trying to really get that cracking out west. So I really, this type of conversation me and Loso had is something I do on a day-to-day basis, man. So it was just dope to be able to get it out in an artistic format like that and do it in performance art and make it digestible, because I'm making it entertaining, So I felt like, of course, you can't cover everything, you know what I'm saying? You can't really cover everything, the whole historicity of African spirituality or the continent of Africa and the invasions that happened on the continent, and how religion, whether it be Christianity or Islam, came into Africa. You can't really cover all that in such a, confined space, but I feel like I did really well, given given the art form, given what we're supposed to do up there. We're supposed to get to the punches quick and try to do our best with that, even though I'm long-winded, I know, but,
Yeah.
I definitely gave 110% effort, man, so it came out dope.
So it's two things about what you do I think are pretty unique, and I don't know if everybody could get away with this. I noticed these two things, and correct me if I'm wrong. Number one, you rap maybe a step or two faster than most battlers. And number two,
because I rap better. Because I rap better.
Oh shit! Hold up, talk that shit. Let's get to that first.
No, that's just a fact.
Like, how are you able to get?
It's not to cut your wisdom. I'm sorry, brother, but I get the premise of your question, and what I'm saying is I think rapping well is a lost art in battle rap. You know what I'm saying? And it's like a lot of people say I have filler or I'm drawn out, and it takes me a while to get to the punch. But for me personally, the punch is only as good as the setup is crafted. The punch only matters if your rhyming leading up to the punch is fluid and it makes sense. Just use a word to rhyme. Don't just use some type of, word that could be substituted with any other word just because it rhymes and it's going to help you formulate and get to a punch. For me personally, I like to get to a punch, whatever that is. Like a punchline is subjective, kind of, for me anyway. So whatever that punch is for whoever's listening, I just feel like you still gotta layer it. You still gotta step to it a certain way, and that's what I like to do. And I think in order to do that, you have to be able to rap really well. I think it's very easy to just say a couple words and then get to a punch. It's not that difficult to. It's more difficult to rap well than it is to create a punch. Is basically what I'm trying to say. So the fact that I can rap, at a faster pace and all that, I think that's attributed to the fact that I just can rap really dope, period. Like on a beat, off a beat, like whatever. I can rhyme well and rhyme multiple words well, and I think that's a lost art within this art form, So that's kind of like,
I totally agree. Totally agree with that, because there's some guys who I think aren't great battle rappers that are exceptional on the mic. Moneybags come to mind.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's a good battle rapper. I think he's a pretty damn dope actual rapper, right? So do you think because you're dope on a beat because there's another thing, it's not always a punchline. It's not always some word splitting like letter for shit. Like, do you think because you're an actual rapper you can stray away from that? And what are your thoughts on people who rap like that?
I think I get away with it just because I guess the fans would have to speak on this, but from my perspective, I feel like I'm still engaging though. For me, like when I'm building up to punches or whatever and people say it's taking long to get to the punch, I feel like, but I'm still rhyming well though. Like I'm still saying dope shit that rhymes before I get to the quote unquote punch. And so I think that's what keeps the fans, entertained for the most part. And in terms of guys that don't do that and kind of just punch back to back, that within itself is an art as well. So I respect all shades of it, if you will. Like I'm not knocking what nobody else does. I just think it's unfortunate when they knock what I do, because I think it's more difficult to do what I do. But I still tip my hat to guys that do what they do in terms of punching back to back. I still think it's exceptional, work. I still think it takes brilliance. But I just feel like, rhyming and having dope cadences and being fluid, it's just a lost art, and it's something that transcends over into the music side of things, and that's probably why a lot of dudes can't make dope records and shit like that, because they just don't know how to rap over the beat. You know what I mean? And I just carry that into my battle rap. It's my natural way to rap. So ain't no way around it.
Yeah, and let's address the fact that the way that you're speaking, the content that you're giving up. I always had a theory that certain crowds are more receptive to the actual conscious, like the well studied, well articulated bars and things like that. But you being in Atlanta in that environment, like walk us through that and the crowd reception as you was warming up into your round. Because to me, it seemed like it took a while to really understand what you was trying to do up there. But kind of walk me through the atmosphere a little bit.
It was dope, man. It was dope down there. I had a cool little fan base there, surprisingly. And so I had some people, already there, ready to be, receptive to my message and shit like that. But yeah, you're right. It took them a while to warm up to it. And I still think overall everybody was was, you know, excited to see me. They heard the hype around my name. They probably seen a couple of my battles or whatever. So on the YouTube or whatever. So they was still waiting for something, and I think I probably like landed my first like big punch within like the first 12 bars maybe. And I think after that I had them at attention. I had them waiting for more, and I think I got a certain style that's engaging. So I think after that everything kind of just started to roll together. And even if they was not really understanding or not really getting, you know, my perspective, they still was lending me their ear. You know what I mean? They still was listening hard, and when the punches did land, man, I got great reception and shit. So it was dope, man.
Right, and it's dope to see that type of content get the reaction that I think is warranted. And yo, all right, so let me get to this. When you hit the Briz impression,
yeah.
when you started to go into the Briz, like what was the inspiration? Was that based on the actual phone call, or was it more like, look, if I wanted to rap like you niggas, I could type shit, or like what? Like,
nah, you know what? My man, like my people that know me, like my brothers and stuff that know me well, like they know I'm a funny dude. Like I'm a funny dude, bro. I think battle rap perception of Bdot is, you know, militant, Black Panther, pro-black dude, and I'm always super serious when I rap, of course, because I'm in warrior battle mode. But as a person, as a human being, I'm very funny and shit. I do impersonations. I fuck around with people, and I do different shit. And so that's just something I wanted to add to my arsenal as a you know, all around just good battle rapper. You know what I'm saying? I just want to start. I've done that before too. I think like versus Strick, you know, I impersonated him. I did some Daylight shit against Daylight. You know, I just fuck around with that. And it's something I wanted to bring back to my arsenal. Just bring back that, and I think it kind of levels everything out. I don't want to become overbearing or preachy. So I think something like that can, like, you know, just kind of break the monotony a little bit and help me be like a better overall rapper. You know what I'm saying? So I thought it, when I was practicing it, and I kicked it for Danny over the phone, I kicked it for a couple people, and they was like, yo, that shit is spot on. I was kind of like, so I do that. Yeah, good looking, bro. Good looking. So when I got the okay from a couple of dudes that I ran it by, man, I felt comfortable with doing it on the stage and shit. So yeah, it definitely went over well.
No, it went over well, and and then the other aspect of it was it didn't look like Bdot was trying to be like Briz. It looked like, you know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause sometimes the impressions can be like a little fucked up, where it's like, damn, like you know what I'm saying? Like you kind of force it a little bit, but with you, it's like it relates to what you're trying to say about him, and then it's like it's the same breakdown and cadence and shit. So I gotta give you surprised the fuck out of me. I'm not gonna lie, bro. That
was the plan. That was the plan, man, to surprise people and be like, okay, Bdot got different sides. He's capable of different things. So yeah, that's dope that it surprised you, bro. Appreciate that.
Facts. So how did you call the battle overall? Just if we can get a round by round, sort of like what rounds you think you won, what round you think he might have got.
Well, see, here's the thing with me, man. And Loso's my brother, man. So the last thing I want to do is say anything negative about his performance or about his material, because I think he did exceptionally well. He's personally one of my favorites moving forward. I want to see what he does moving forward. However, with this type of battle, for me, I got to score points on the validity of the statements. You know what I mean? If we can qualify the statements as facts, and if the perception is correct. So there's a big misunderstanding from the Christian of African spirituality. You know, like they use terms and words out of context to the way that we perceive them. So, for instance, something as simple as saying, if you call yourself a God, why don't you fix the condition of your people? So that's him, you know, looking through the Abrahamic faith perspective of God, this divine being that's outside of his creation that can come in and use divine intervention and actually change it. And that's not the way we see it. That's not the way we, you know, we don't have a God like that. We don't, you know, so me calling myself a God is just me being in control of my own destiny, my own actions, and me being responsible for myself and not putting my responsibilities on the devil made me do it, or when I do something great, God, it's God's, you know, the glory be to God, you know, so the glory is to myself, because whatever I do is my own free will, my own, you know, perspective. And that's just something that gets debated within the Christianity and conscious community. So for me, it's hard for me to score points, you know, and shit like that with him. He was rapping exceptionally well. It's just that some of the things he was saying just doesn't pertain to, you know, my spiritual system and my African worldview. You know what I'm saying? So it just be little shit like that. Like even, oh, your name is Charles Burnley. You pro-black, but you got a white name, and it was like, yeah, of course. My ancestors were forced into slavery, and their name and their native tongue was stripped for them. Hence the reason why I am pro-black. That's the whole point. I want to get back to my essence. And the same, and the same for him as a Colombian or Puerto Rican, with the name he bears, Carlos Bedoya. You know what I mean? That's Hispanic. That name was pressed upon his ancestors from the Spaniards. So it's just about perception, and that's why I think nobody won or lost this battle, because it's just about perception. If you're Christian and you're a devout Christian, I'm sure you have him winning. If you're conscious, I'm sure you have me winning. And even in the conscious community, it's a big community. It's not just everybody's not Nile Valley, everybody's not Yoruba, everybody's not Igbo. You know, you got Moors, you got Hebrew Israelites, it's split up. But I think that for the most part, the whole conscious community would kind of sway towards my way and some of the information I was kicking. So it's I don't think nobody won, I don't think nobody lost. I think it's just a classic, man. So it's up for the fans to debate.
Yeah, without a doubt, it's going to be debated for a while, and it's definitely worth people watching. And so if we can get to the fact that, and I'm going to segue to the verb battle. The reason why this shit was dope is because I got to say everything that had to be said. It was just, this is everything that we got, and you got the impression that y'all was giving us all the material that was in the notebook. Bro, this verb battle got me mad. I'm mad at this verb battle, too, man. It's 6 minutes away from a fucking classic. Let's get to that battle real quick. It's time for the petty shit. Let me open up my beer, man. Give me your perceptions of this battle, because I'm tight. I gotta be honest. So
I'm upset too, man.
I'm gonna let you kick it off.
It's unfortunate, man. Yeah, no doubt. It's unfortunate. I think at the very beginning, I probably shouldn't have even took the battle period. Like I'm locked in. I'm locked in for Lowso, you know, of course, with the October 21st date. And then my boy Jay Pro from King of the Dot hits me and asked me if I wanted to be on World Dom, and I kind of was like, nah, bro, I got this Lowso joint, you know. And he's like, yo, we doing it in LA. And the thing I love about King of the Dot is they respect me enough to say, if we're ever in LA, you know, we know who to come see. Like, LA is yours right now, you know, outside, of course, the legends like Diz and shit. But, like, as far as the up-and-coming dudes in West Coast battle rap, you know, you are that guy. So when we come to LA, we got to book you. So we was just going through some names, and the other names wasn't working out. So I said, yo, me and Verb still got a thing. We still got a little whatever, so what's up with that? But in retrospect, I probably should have just let it go, you know what I mean? Because it was right before my Lowso battle. And, you know, obviously we had the time problem and shit like that I knew nothing about. My contract said 3 minutes, bro. So honestly, and I'm sure other battle rappers will tell you this, whatever your contract say, you at least gonna prepare for at least an extra 15 seconds, man. You know, maybe 15 to 30-second grace period after the time, the contracted time. So I'm over here preparing for a 3 minute 15 rounds. You know what I mean? Like, so my round was like 3:15, bro. And so what happened, man, and no excuses at all, but what happened is when the discrepancy happened with the time, I was like, yo, I don't know, want to let down these fans, bro. People already bought tickets. I'm like, fuck it, man. Let me just condense my shit down to 2 minutes. I condensed my shit down to 2 minutes. Then I get a call about 2 or 3 days later that say, okay, Verb want to go 2:30. Okay, now I got to go back and add, you know, some more shit. And imagine, I'm not sure if you write rhymes, whoever writes rhymes and shit, they listen, and it's like, they know how this works, man. Like, you have to have transitional wording. You know, you have to have a certain type of fluidity. You have to have a certain type of cadence. So while you taking stuff out and adding shit, it can fuck up the flow of what you're doing, you know. But I did my best, man. I did my best. And I guess my round's performance time ended up being around like 2:45 to 3 minutes anyways on stage. So there's really, at the day, really no excuses. I would have just preferred it to be, you know, the standard classic battle rap shit, man, the 3 minutes and some change shit, you know, to where I didn't feel like I had to rush, man. If you notice, I was a little more comfortable. I think my most comfortable round was my first round. But after I got timed, man, I was like, he's racing in that shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You got on that motherfucking treadmill, bro. You got on that treadmill and turned it off.
I was up there sounding like fucking Lazy Bone. You know what I'm saying? Like, So I was up there trying to get the shit out, man. And when you do that, the conviction and the passion, it doesn't come across as it should, you know. So with that being said, though, I felt a certain way in the building, but when I watched it, I'm like, okay, first of all, it's always going to be preference with my third rounds because I say some, you know, I say some personal shit as far as like what I perceive my opponent to be like. So I'm not sure if everybody's going to agree with me. I'm not sure if everybody's going to agree with the fact that we should care about Michael Brown's death and care about what's going on in St. Louis. I can't make everybody agree with that. They might be like, fuck that shit. We don't care. That shit's old, or Verb don't gotta show love to Mike Brown if you don't want to. Whatever. People have different perceptions. I know my third is going to be like a polarizing round, and people are going to choose if they like it or not. Okay, cool. But I think I got the first for sure. I think that I think the narrative about somebody as exceptional as Aye Verb is, the narrative that was painted before the battle in terms of like, oh, he's washed up and he's not as good as he was. I think him coming out the first round being that good, you know, it just kind of got over. I think all his rounds got overhyped, you know, because of that narrative. You know, it's like, yo, yeah, he's good. He's always been good. He's exceptional. He just didn't have the desire to battle nobody. So he comes out the gate with this flow pattern, this salutations and you know, malmutation or whatever. And so it got people going crazy, like, oh, Verb cares. You know what I mean? But upon further review, man, in terms of just what was landing and how shit was structured, man, I feel like I edged the first round. Second round, I guess my second round was really dedicated to the conscious community, like probably more than any of my rounds ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think only my people that really understand, you know, black effeminization and what's happening to our males, in terms of mass incarceration and shit like that, and so many things that contribute to the dysfunction of black households. I think that type of material was strictly for them. Like, I got messages and I got people messaging me that my second round was the dopest shit I ever did. And then you got other people that feel like it's the wackest shit I ever did. But once again, man, it's just one of them things where, depending on what type of person you are, what type of information you're into, it's going to sway. So I definitely felt like my second didn't land in that building at all. You know, with the white folks and shit, with the Russians and shit, they wasn't fucking with my second. And then his second was phenomenal. You know what I mean? His second was phenomenal. So he got the second. And then, like I said about the third, man, it's preference. So if I were calling, I would say 2-1 me. Get in the first and the third, man. Yeah, that's how I see it personally. You know, and no bias, just me objectively looking at it. You know, when I rewatched it, I'm like, nah, I got that first, and then my third is you know, preference, I guess. But he definitely got that second.
Sure, and I think a lot of people. My bad. Shit. Hold up. I think a lot of people are gonna hear this and maybe interpret it as taking something away from Verb, and that's really not my point. I think Verb was dope in it, but I just, for me as a selfish consumer of battle rap, because I am selfish, because I spend my money, I go to events and shit like that. I do this thing every now and again, so I'm selfish as shit. 6 more minutes in that battle, 1 minute for each of y'all rounds, I'm looking at another classic. So that's my only right to it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, bro. I agree. But then, I absolutely agree.
And then the question becomes, Dot, is if I'm gonna take this angle, because I did bring this up on the show before, and we had A Ward on here, and he kind of went into this too. If you're put into a box, hey, this is the time that you have to work with. You have to work within that time. You know what I'm saying? Like that time is what it is.
Yeah, but it goes back. No, it is, but it goes back to my original statement. I think that I don't know if any other battlers have ever gone through this. I've never heard about it. Maybe somebody can hit me to it. But a week before a week? I think it was like a week and a half. A week and a half before the battle, there's time discrepancies on such a big anticipated battle where it's not about punchlines and whatever. It's about content. Like, me and Verb had this fake rap beef for like a year now. You know what I'm saying? So I feel A Ward. I definitely agree, but you still got to keep in consideration that I had rounds that were 315 that I had to condense down to 2 and then bring back up to 230. So in reality, yeah, I agreed to it, but it was a week or so, or maybe 2 weeks before the battle was about to go down. You got fans that already bought their tickets. and honestly, I would be a sucker if I said, all right, I'm not doing the battle because my shit is for 315. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing the battle. I did it for the culture and said, all right, man, I'm not going to not let this battle happen. Like, this battle has to happen. So I think it's easy to say, well, you know, the time is the time, but people got to take into consideration, man, how difficult it is to prepare, especially for somebody as legendary as Aye Verb is. I'm not going to have steps. So my preparation is everything. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. It was a lot. It was a lot I wasn't able to get out. However, I got out the main part, so it's all good.
So you know, coming out of that with the time discrepancy being what it is, and you seeing some of the reactions, is it just a matter of now saying, look, I'm not taking the battle unless it's X amount of minutes or whatever? Because that was part of the chess game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Verb was playing chess a little bit with that. But is that thinking now?
He was. He was. I mean, I wouldn't. Let me tell you this, bro. If King of the Dot would have hit me from the beginning and said, all right, you and Aye Verb, World Dom 7, 2-minute rounds, I would have said, no, thank you. You and Verb, World Domination 7, 2 minutes and 30 rounds. No, thank you, bro. I just wouldn't have took the battle. So people got to understand this. Like, I'm not taking that battle. I'm 3-minute rounds is standard. Everybody love URL, right? URL is the top league and all that shit, right? Cool. Well, look at how they would do things. 3-minute rounds is a standard over there. Nothing over there is happening under 3-minute rounds, bro. You know what I mean? And that's for a reason. Like, it makes classic battles. It gives people the opportunity to perform at their optimal level. So now, man, moving forward, whoever wants to book me and whatever rapper is interested in battling me, I'm gonna just tell you straight up, bro. I'm not doing nothing under 3 minutes, family. It's pointless for me. It's pointless for me.
Right.
And it's and not so much. It's a letdown from my fans because I don't care about the general fans. Like, and nobody should, right? Because battle rap fans are fans of battle rap. They don't necessarily like us as battle rappers. We're you know, we're interchangeable. Like, we can be substituted at any time. So I rap for my fans that appreciate my content, and in order for me to please them and really get this information out correctly, I can't do nothing under 3 minutes, bro. I just can't. It's just not for me.
Right. And that makes a lot of sense, man. And it's like, it's definitely one of those things that I think, as a fan of yours and as a fan of your content, I'm checking for. Like, I don't want to hear. I don't want Bdot to get cut off. I don't want JC to get cut off. I don't want Lux to get cut off. Certain people that it's like, it's too much going on for you to be stopping short and then having to rush through material. But just to pivot to the KOTD thing, right? So you know, I'm sure you've seen what's going on with Diz and, you know, his outlooks on everything. And you are from around the way, you know what I mean, out there in the West. Like, what were your thoughts on his comments about, you know, KOTD and then, because I know you one of them people that's trying to put on for the West. So do you see it like they not giving enough of a shot to the local guys? You know, not enough, or like what's your ideas, your thoughts behind that, and just the business of doing that shit with KOTD?
It's none of my business. It's none of my business. Nah. I talked to Diz this morning. That's a bro, man. I talked to Diz this morning and shit. I don't know, bro. Like, honestly, I don't know. I feel like it's not my place. In that regard, I'm so new to this shit, man. I'm new to battle rap. You know, I don't know. I really don't feel like it's my place in that regard. However, I do feel Diz in terms of just like, at the end of the day, man, battle rap is the only place I think we let out of towners get away with shit on the West. I mean, like, you know, people come to the BET Awards out here and get robbed, like, every year. People come out here, like rap artists in the industry, they come out here and they make sure they connect with the streets of LA because they know how it is out here. You know, every big time artist, from T.I. to Rick Ross to whomever you want to say, they have some ties to some neighborhood, some set out here. Like, you know, like T.I. is real cool with Big U. You know, Big U is, you know, Big Dog from Roller 60 Crip. Rick Ross got some people out here, man. I mean, everybody comes out to the West and they make sure they connect with some Pirates or some Crips and some OGs out here to make sure that they straight out here. I think battle rap is the only format where, for some reason, that's not fair. And I think it's because there's this missing component of, like, real West Coast urban battle rap. You know, I think like King of the Dot, and no shade and no knock to nobody. You know, so my apologies if anybody get offended. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. But I think like King of the Dot and Grind Time and all that shit, like that was just perceived as like white boy shit. You know what I mean? It didn't have no LA culture to it. Like it just wasn't us. Like we had nothing to do with, like, the streets of LA have nothing to do with that era of rap and that style of rap.
Not to cut you off, Doc, because I want you to say, I'm so glad you said that, because I've always felt like that, and I'm from New York, you know what I'm saying? And I felt like that. You from out there, and you felt like that, so I find that interesting, you know what I mean? So
no, it's a fact. Like, we don't even use those terms, man. Like, we don't even use those terms, and no shade to nobody, but we don't even use terms like Fresh Coast, and it's corny. It's actually corny, like from a street. No, it's just a fact, bro. And I'm not trying to knock nobody, man. I'm just keeping it a buck. Like from a street perspective, people bang they street, and they don't even really bang they city. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for the most part, people bang they street, and they don't really bang they city, and they damn sure don't bang the whole coast. Like, that's like a rapper thing to be like, oh, nigga, this West Coast. Like, nigga, this West Side. Like, you don't really do that. Like, you bang your neighborhood and you bang your set, you wherever you from. Like, you know what I mean? So, I think battle rap kind of, it's a misrepresentation of the streets of LA if you think that King of the Dot or Grind Time is an authentic the battle rap from them is an authentic representation of who we are out here. Now, that's no knock to them. They doing what they do and in the way that they do it. And so, but to Diz's point, I think that's what his point is. I'm not sure why he's so upset and what the beef really is between them, man. I don't know. Like, you know, Diz is a wild boy. You know, Diz is a wild boy, so he gonna do what he do. But for me personally, you know, I don't move like that. I ain't tripping like that. It's like whatever they do is what they do, man. But I will say that for whoever, URL, King of the Dot, whoever, they definitely need to pay more attention to the LA streets if for their company they really want to have an authentic representation of LA battle rap, because there's a lot of dope dudes out here from a street perspective that deserve a shine, that deserve a shot. You know what I mean? So I would hope to see that soon.
And that's why it's so dope seeing people like yourself and Geechee Gotti and Dre Vicious, and I would even throw Stewie in there, even though he's from Washington and shit like that. It's dope to see y'all, because I know that if I'm ever out there, y'all the type of motherfuckers that I'm gonna be chilling with. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not like no knock to those other guys.
No, you're gonna be kicking it. You're gonna be kicking it with me, bro. You're gonna be kicking it with me, bro, because we both use big words and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Crazy books and shit. Like, that's a fact. But yeah. So that's one of the things too, and it's dope to get perspective on that. And so like in terms of, you know, so we got the Loso battle out the way, we got Verb out the way, and it was dope build up to those. Is it just going to be the norm for you to take these, like, maybe 2 battles, 3 battles a year and get the type of content out that you had? Is that better for you, or are you looking to get more names and maybe do a little bit more battle next year?
I absolutely want to, man. I think that I put myself through this gauntlet, and I think I came out, you know, pretty well, man. And I think I've shown myself that it can be done. The Christian battle was really like, I'm so happy I got that shit out the way, man, because now I don't have to build up to that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's out the way. So if I just want to have a battle and I just want to dumb out, you know what I mean? My community is gonna accept that from me because I gave them so much with the Lowso battle. You know what I'm saying? So I think that there's a misconception. Like, we're not, from a conscious perspective, man, we're not purporting ourselves to be holy moly. Like, we're not Christians or Muslims, you know, for the most part. We don't have law, statutes, and mandates that stop us from being just normal human beings. And what I mean by that is, like, me, man, I'm a very, like, higher self, lower self motherfucker, man. And a lot of people don't understand that spiritual concept, but I'm very higher self, lower self. So, you know, one day I might be cool with you, next day you might do something wrong with me, and I might need that fade. We might need to run that. And then after I tip you up, I'll still extend my hand to you like you're my brother, like, for life. I love you. Like, you know, I'm just that. I'm Tupac-ish in that way, and I accept that about myself. You know what I mean? There's no need to fight that. So what I'm trying to say in totality is that, like, moving forward, because I got the Christian shit out the way, now I can black out on somebody, you know. And now I gave my community, you know, what I wanted to. So now I can go elsewhere. And so for me moving forward, man, yeah, absolutely. I'm curious to see, like, who really want that type of smoke. Like, I'm curious to see. I want to see, like, you know, it happens often in the culture where people see somebody have a great performance and they get jealous and they're like, oh, I could kill him. Oh, I'll kill him. Yeah. I don't really hear that about me, man. I really don't. Like from top dudes or like big names in the culture, man. They tiptoe around my name, bro. I don't really hear like that nigga Bdot is whack. I'll watch that nigga. What's up? Run it. Like I don't know. I'm not in no Facebook groups. No, they are, bro, and that's a fact. And I'm not in no Facebook groups, so maybe I miss it. Maybe it is being said. So my apologies if they do say it, but I just don't think people want to deal with the onslaught of not knowing what's coming. Oh, is this nigga about to break me down with some historical shit? Is this nigga about to just dumb out on me on some street shit? Like, I don't know what to expect from this guy, and he's really, really good at it, so I don't want to battle him. Like, so I don't really hear nothing. Only person I say that's probably willing to get in the ring and is ready, that's ready for the funk is Big Cannon. That's the only dude that constantly his name pop up and he's with it. So you know, that's something that we can entertain in the future. I'm seeing a lot of people say JC name, but I'm not seeing him respond, and he shouldn't. You know, he's having an exceptional year and he's aiming for luck. So not that he should respond, but I don't know, man. Like I'm just waiting to see who says something and what kind of, you know, like what kind of contention manifests itself. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm on. Like I just lay back and see who's gonna say something slick or say something sideways, because that's how Verb and Cortez happened. You know, they said something slick, they said something sideways. I entertained it. We went back and forth, and then it manifested itself. So I'm looking forward to that for 2018, man. Hopefully somebody jump out the window.
That's a fact, and I'm gonna be real, Dot. We got the Christian battle out the way. You gave us the lyrical miracle versus fucking Danny and Lowso and all that. You gave us that. I want grimy, hot box. You know what I'm saying? Like small room, is motherfuckers in there rolling trees and sweating and about to pass out. Like I need the grimy feel, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I want that to happen. Yeah.
I got you, bro. I guarantee I got you. Yeah, I guarantee I got you, bro. I really had a goal and I really had a purpose, and that shit I wanted to get off my chest, and I feel so great after the Loso shit. I'm like, yeah, we did that. We closed that chapter, man. So moving forward, I got you, bro. I got you.
Right. And bro, I really, man, I just want to say I appreciate what you're doing out here. You know what I'm saying? I think the content is A1. You know, and my big thing about, again, selfish. I put on my selfish fan hat. If I got three battles out of you per year, I'll be better with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. You got to be motivated, but 3 battles out of you a year would be dope. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you dropping by and shit, you know?
Always, bro. Appreciate you having me, man. Always.
Yeah, so, and I know you do the music and everything. You got any new music in the works or anything fans should go check for and all that? Like, even if it's a little older?
Yeah, man, definitely. If they want to check out some of my old work, they can definitely go to my SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/KingDot. And I just signed a little independent deal, man. So we working on it, man. I'm in the studio starting next week. I'm in the studio working on my project. So I would say, depending on how it goes, I would hope to have some shit out next summer, spring or summer. I'm hoping. It depends on, you know, how I get to work and what comes out, man. But yeah, definitely, man. The music is always first, man. Always first. So yeah, anybody interested in my music, man, definitely check me out. Follow me on the gram, on the Twitter, and all that. I'll keep y'all updated, man, for sure.
Word, and we gonna play one of the songs in the intro and shit like that too. We got chat about that, because I done heard some shit I like too. So and by the way, not for nothing, I don't know if Sway, if you've already contacted Sway or Sway has contacted you, but we kind of need that 5 fingers of death or whatever he be doing when he throw on the beats and all that. We might need you up there at one of the flex sessions or somewhere. And somebody.
I would love to, man. I would love to. The only connect I got is the big homie Wack 100. He's cool with K Slay. So he was asking me if I wanted to go up to K Slay. So that's the only connect I got like that, man. I don't really know Sway, and I definitely don't know Flex. So it would have to probably be K Slay. But yeah, man, I'm open to it. I definitely want to do it. I definitely want to do one of these days.
Word up, word up. Shit, we can only hope for that. But Dot, definitely appreciate you stopping by, bro. Definitely appreciate you doing that for us, man.
I always,
you know what I mean? All right, bro.
Appreciate it.
Word up. Be safe out there.
All right. Talking to you. You ready? Talking to you. We see it. Talking to you. Talking to you. Are you talking to you? Talking to you. Are you talking to you? You ready? Talking to you. We see it. Talking to you. Talking to you. I'm talking to you. Talking to you.